You're watching Sun TV, broadcasting to the world from studios in Providenciales, in the beautiful by nature Tcig Islands. Sun TV, your source for real news as it happens.
I'm Iberliabru, and thanks for watching Sun TV News. Former PS of Finance Delton Jones says he is disappointed that the Tcig Islands government has a comprehensive development strategy in its possession that is not using. Jones said that the former PNP administration spent lots of money to produce a national development strategy for 2007 to 2017. He said the document is still relevant and can still be used as it contains some very useful information that can take the country forward. Here's what he had to say.
We cannot leave sustained social and economic developments in these islands to chance. I was therefore very pleased that the House of Assembly recently debated the need for a national agenda. From what I heard, it was felt that such an agenda is needed to focus national attention, energy, and resources on a few priority areas and achieve consensus on key issues that would give the islands their best chance now and in the future. But I was equally disappointed that a lot of resources was expended by a former administration to prepare a national social economic development strategy for the period 2007 to 2017, which seemed to be largely forgotten, lying on the shelf graveyard. This strategy was prepared consulting over 500 people at town hall meetings and focus groups, and 22 subcommittees addressed topics such as revenue and tax policy, local government, education, health, crime and security, climate change adaptation, empowerment strategies, diversification and sustainable tourism. Island plans were prepared for all of the inhabited islands. The development strategy was comprehensive, ambitious and flexible, allowing for its monitoring and adjustment to embrace emerging issues. We are still within the time frame of the strategy. In the resource-constrained situation in which we find ourselves, a simple revision of the strategy could be a logical starting point as we embark on a future development planning initiative. Preparation of a national development plan would present an exciting opportunity for us to agree and debate some specific national development targets and progress indicators along the lines of the Millennium Development Goals.
Jones, who now runs his own consultancy firm, was speaking during the 2013 Fortis Tcig strategic meeting, which was held at Beaches Resort and Spa on Tuesday, July 9th. He said the Tcig Islands needs to implement strategies to achieve its goal based on strong foundations.
Much like a family, the Tcig Islands has to devise and implement strategies to achieve its goals based on strong foundations while trusting God to bless our endeavors. We should be inspiring to build a godly nation which is at peace with itself, where joy and happiness abound, where all can coexist and use their gifts and talents and realize their full potential, while at the same time contributing to the well-being, upkeep, and legacy of these islands. The Tcig Islands is being challenged to use its resource endowment to seize opportunities, to lessen disruption and reduce uncertainty, which will undermine its quest for sustained social and economic developments. In so doing, we have to be cognizant of international and domestic conditions. How we deal with the consequences of current developments will have implications for the Tcig Islands we leave to our children and their children.
The experienced economist said he examined the manifestos of the People's Democratic Movement and the Progressive National Party, and there is not much of a difference in policy.
In preparing this presentation, I look at the People's Democratic Party's blueprint and the Progressive National Party's plan for prosperity. I can report that with the exception of the treatment of the hospitals, there's convergence on most issues and similar strategies are proposed. there seems to be consensus that at this time in our history, our public policy needs to focus on growth, employment, good governance, and debt management. These are positive developments because they suggest that what we really need to do now is to stop talking and get working. So let us join forces to do what we have to do.
Jones also called for more collaboration between the private sector and the public sector in the Tcig, similar to what happens in other Caribbean countries.
My observation is that private sector, public sector collaboration in the Turks and Caicos Islands is mostly ad hoc. This is not to suggest that there are no examples of mutually beneficial collaboration between the public and private sectors. I wish to highlight collaboration in the areas of attracting sustained airlift and past efforts at investment promotion. My point, however, is we need to create better synergies between the public and private sectors to maximize the benefits of dialogue and collaboration. Such benefits include cost sharing, building confidence, and working in accordance with their respective comparative advantages. There are a few examples from the Caribbean on public-private sector dialogue which I would like to suggest for further consideration. Firstly, to build better understanding and trust amongst the public and private sectors, several governments in the Bahamas, Barbados, and St. Kitts Nevis host national consultation on the economy and development, which are held in advance of the budget presentation. These consultations facilitate comprehensive examinations of challenges facing the economy as a starting point for the national budget and updating of development plans and strategies. They also facilitate good governance and transparency objectives. The Caribbean Development Bank has facilitated such consultations. Secondly, Barbados has a long history of social compacts between government, labor, and the private sector, which have been key to fostering a climate for economic stability in that country around protecting the value of the Barbados dollar. Over time, these compacts have evolved to address issues such as the disabled, poverty, HIV/AIDS. As part of these compacts, quarterly meetings of the development partners, which are chaired by the Prime Minister, are held. And thirdly, we need to embrace our diaspora living in places such as the Bahamas, the US, and Jamaica. They know us. They have a stake in our success.
I'm Iberly Abru, and thanks for watching Sun TV News. Join us again tomorrow when we bring you real news as it happens, directly to your computer or mobile device.